My my gabi, my buntag, mga po. No matter where you are in the world. Yes, I have sound, and I was doing. That's what I was doing is checking. There we go. It has been a fun day. It's been a fun week. Been a great weekend. That I was actually trying to play around and come up with a way in that Streamlabs to play a video, and I just wasn't finding it quick enough. And I haven't had time to sit down and experiment, and explore like I was when we were living in Cebu. Uh, so I'm having to redo a lot of these settings, and I'm having to redo a lot of this stuff, and basically relearn this stuff. Uh, that We had a great weekend. That we took Starry, the trailer, and went up to Lake Pleasant for the weekend. It was a really cool time. Uh, we did have a friend uh, at the end that I don't know how well this is actually going to come out. We had a little small rattlesnake that he showed up Sunday morning, and it was a juvenile. He was only 12, 18 inches long. He didn't even have a full rattle yet. And in the morning, there was some trash around the site. That it got windy that night, Saturday night, and so I was going over and picking it up, and I saw him at the last second. He was kind of startled and primed for a strike, and I just backed off, and he took off and headed under the trailer. And so I finished picking up trash, and I assumed he was going to take off. That normally they do. And I was going getting some other stuff ready, getting that we were getting picked up for the day to come back home. And about an hour later, I stumbled across him and under the trailer. And so I intentionally kind of spooked him a little bit and kind of shoot him away a little bit. And again, figured he was going to take off. And then we had some friends come over and we had lunch and all that. And I came out to put my shoes on, and he was there sunning himself next to my shoes. That's when he went under the jack, and I got a picture of him there. And so when we went up to the ranger station, we let him know and asked him if that they could send somebody down and uh, give the little guy an eviction notice. One of the park rangers did that. He grabbed the snake stick and went down, and he said that it was kind of a strange one. That he didn't even try and strike the stick, and that's normally what they'll do. And so, yeah, he was a juvenile that just didn't know what was going on yet, and he took him. The ranger took him to someplace that it could be a whole lot more private and a whole lot less interaction with people, and probably a whole lot more food supply for a guy. But that was definitely our excitement for the weekend. The other bit of excitement is we managed to meet up with one of our subscribers, Brandon Bishop. That we let him know that we were going out for that weekend and where we were going to be, and shot him a message on his the site we were going to be at, and he managed to get a couple sites away from us. And so we had the opportunity to meet with him, and it was a really cool time. That we enjoyed that. We're definitely looking forward to doing that some more. That I had some really cool video, some drone shots, and I was kind of hoping to play them a little bit today. But like I said, I wasn't able to get that Streamlabs up and running like I wanted it to. And hey, we were just talking about you. That Uh, yeah, now I completely lost my train of thought. The, we definitely plan on going back out to Lake Pleasant. We saw some sites that were lakeside sites, and we were hoping to be able to book them. But we went on the website to see the reservations, and of the 5 sites that we looked at, every weekend between now and March, when uh, as far out as the reservations go, it is booked. So, yeah, we may not be able to go there, but there's another camping area that I got to look into that one and see if there's any sites on there that would be really good. We're also looking at going to one up in Sedona, but again, that they close at the end of this month, and everything between now and the end of the month is everything is booked. That there's only a couple of sites here and there that open mainly during the week. So that's not realistic for this year. We do plan on going up to Sedona, probably for a day trip, possibly this weekend, possibly next weekend. And we'll go out when we do. We'll go and check out the campgrounds and see what it looks like and where would be a good place to camp and whether or not we get sites. Then on the 16th of October, they open next year's booking. And I have a feeling that the bookings are going to go quick, at least the weekends and any prime weekends. So we'll have to figure that one out. We got invited to a camp out down in Tucson with another Phil-Am couple that we know. That they're going to be heading down there. That they're going to stop at Picacho Peak, and we'll probably join them there, and then travel on down to. It's campground at Mount Lemon, and for the life of me, I can't think of the name of the campground right now. Cindy has it on hers. That she's the one that told me about it. Catalina State Park. There we go. Catalina State Park. There we go. Cindy already had it up for me. But over the Veterans Day weekend, we're going to be heading down there. And Cindy's going to take Monday off, and we're just going to stay down there Sunday night. Friday and Saturday night, we'll go down to Picacho Peak and stay there. But Cindy is actually getting Cindy's getting into the camping really, really well. That she's enjoying it a lot. Daniel, hey, it's good to see you. How's Texas treating you? Got a spot for our trailer? That we bought a trailer for my sister, and we've been going out a couple times now, and Cindy has fallen in love with camping. So she's even talked about possibly trying to do remote work from the camper and just traveling the country for a couple months. So if you have a spot, it may be a possibility. See that, Cindy? We can go get camping. We got a spot in Texas. Yeah, we're actually looking to go to a lot of different places like that. That we've got some friends up in Nebraska, Oklahoma. We've got a few, a sister in Ohio, some friends in a few different places in Pennsylvania. My hometown's in upstate New York, right there on the Pennsylvania border. So yeah, that there's a fairly realistic chance we may decide to uh, just go with the trailer for a couple months and see how it goes. Uh, that it is a fully self-contained trailer, so electric. Matter of fact, we've got our own generator, but it also has the 12 volts and all that fun stuff. So there's not a problem with that. And yeah, we're just looking at a fairly realistic chance of just going and seeing where it takes us. That I've been camping quite literally since before I was born. Uh, that my parents were big time campers. Hey, Brandon. That yeah. In case you missed the intro, I checked out the lakeside sites on Pleasant, and every one of them is booked up out until March, the farthest out you can book them. I'm gonna check Roadrunner campground campsite, see if they've got any lakesides. But if you know someplace nearby that is kind of fun, definitely get with us. Uh, where was I going with that? Yeah, my parents that they were camping before I was born, and so while my mother was pregnant with me that summer, that they were camping. So I was camping literally before I was born. Um, and as soon as my father retired, he moved into one full time and spent basically 20 years camping. That he retired in '86 and passed away in 2006. So yeah, he basically spent almost 20 years camping, and that he loved it. But when I was younger, we'd go out for a couple weeks every summer, and I've been all up and down the East Coast as a kid. As an adult, just never really got to it. And my ex and I, when we were younger, before kids, uh, we camped a fair amount. After my son was born, yeah, it just didn't work out quite as well with the ex and I, and so my son and I went out camping after he got a little bit, but that was a tent, and we went out tenting more than camping. It was fun. We enjoyed it, but as he hit his teens, that he had better things to do, and camping with dad just wasn't among the high priority. Uh, so I still had a fair amount of stuff. A lot of it we took to the Philippines, figuring we'd use it there more than we did here because we just never got into it in 6 years. Cindy kind of wanted to try it, but with my back and everything else, I wasn't laying on a cold ground anymore with camping like that, with tenting. And this way, this trailer has a permanent bed in it, so it's got a little bit better mattress than most would. And in that respect, it's a lot better on my back. My brother-in-law, that he has bad back issues. That and so I knew that it was going to be a better setup for me as well. Yeah, Daniel. Even with a cot, I've tried sleeping on a cot here a few years back, and that's even with that, that's not high on my list of to dos. We have a couple of guest stars coming in. Yeah.
Oh, hello.
Hi.
Hi. Oh my God. You see here.
That hey Daniel, if you're going to be in Phoenix on October 30th, you're invited to her first birthday party. that we went out and checked that out today. It's going to be at North Mountain Park in the Havasupai Pavilion. And that thing's huge. That thing is freaking huge. And I didn't realize it was quite as big as it was. It's quite as big as it is. But it'll definitely host anybody and everybody that we're going to invite. Yeah, I kind of feel bad that it never worked out to catch up with you before you left for Texas. That one kind of caught us way off guard. I was kind of hoping to introduce you to Chana, but a lot of things I hoped for never seem to take place. Yeah, the last few years I've been catching life as it kind of comes at you. Those are really the big updates that's been going on. I kind of feel bad I wasn't able to figure out how to put that video up. I will edit and post some by Friday. Can I have an editing day tomorrow?
Oh, you're watching John have one, yeah, you can.
Oh, okay. Cindy has some new properties and she's having some intense work sessions. So yeah, my editing time is going to be kind of precious for the next little bit. That again goes back to that concept and reality. How do you phrase that one? Concept versus reality. How do you phrase that one?
Yeah, reality versus expectation.
There we go. Reality versus expectation. We were thinking that we'd be able to, on the days that Chana, was watching Chana, be able to come out and do a little bit of work with her and let Chana play. That's why we got all the pads and everything else in here. And the reality of that isn't terribly great. It makes it really hard for her to do work, and it makes it really hard for me to get anything done. So instead of having two people not getting anything done, then I'll normally take her inside and do house chores and stuff like that. And that gives me a cleaning, 2 days cleaning in the house. And we've got a small enough house that you really one day would be more than enough. But with watching Chana and cleaning, that the two is a really good thing. But yeah, and so I went. My editing usually winds up being done late in the evening, almost overnight. Hey, thanks for stopping by, Daniel. I appreciate that. And yeah, she is. She's growing like the proverbial weed. And I can't believe it's coming up on a year. In 2 days, she turns 11 months.
Shut up and look at yourself.
I think that's actually what Cindy's doing right now is a little bit of work stuff. But it's definitely making a lot of challenging times. But it's making some really awesome times too.
You also you want to be.
I've got to get way better about
you want to be the
blogging and vlogging a lot of this stuff that's going on. Our next big project with a house, and I'm gonna try and vlog some of that, just if for nothing else, just straight up practice on doing it. Is we're gonna start painting the house. That we had a friend that was gonna do it, and her and I talked about it, and just for personal reasons, we think it'd be a lot more fun and not terribly difficult to just go through and brush and roller it on ourselves. And definitely a pride of accomplishment on when we get it done. And so with being able to do it 3 days a week, I'm figuring it's probably going to be a week and a half, 2 weeks worth, and probably one of the Saturdays.
Mama's sweeping the floor.
That
Tiny pieces. Wait.
Cindy has her Filipino broom.
Don't laugh.
But at least she's not bent over with her hand behind her back.
You do like that.
That
Don't say, Hannah!
yeah, I always wondered why they did that, and Papa came up with an interesting story on that one.
I'm sorry for the light.
But yeah, really, that's about all that's going on right now. And poor Midget's getting a backseat yet again, backward yet again. But eventually, I am going to get to him and get him restored.
Oh,
Midget. But that kind of brings everybody up to date. That we were going to try and go up to Sedona this weekend. But we're getting with a friend of ours that he does photography, and I guess he does pretty well. And so we're going to see if he'd be willing and able to go to one of the city parks right close by here Saturday morning and do some family photos.
I thought you had a book on the JC Penney.
And if not, I guess we're going to book J.C. Penney.
It's been like overdue.
So, but from Phoenix for today, Mabuhay.
Hannah.